Okay, welcome everybody to Fellowship Games. Dakota here, and we're approaching the home stretch of Strixhaven preview season. And yeah, we have a lot of cards to talk about today. I think a lot of good cards. I will say right off the bat, now that we're like days in, I'm really starting to appreciate the set. It's kind of just a really good set. Like Keldheim is a really good set. Besides like Tybalt's Trickery, there's nothing. There hasn't been anything like too like dumb and broken printed in Standard. Obviously, Valky, but that's just more of a consequence of like Cascade being like an outdated mechanic with, terrible rules. But I'm really loving the set. Like a lot of fun mechanics, a lot of fun cards that like aren't inherently busted. They're just fun. Like they're gonna be good and they're just fun. Nothing like oppressive. And then things like the White Spirit, like the 1/3 that taxes triggered abilities. Like they instead of making more problems, they just gave us more solutions to kind of like their problematic design from like 2020 basically. And then before we get started, quick plug on our website, fellowshipgames.ca. We got Magic articles, Pokemon Go articles. You can get to know us on our homepage. All of our YouTube stuff's on there. And if you're watching this on YouTube later today, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, join the fellowship, all that good stuff. But let's get into some spoilers. So, we got Promising Dusk Mage. 2 and a black, human warlock. When it dies, if it had a +1/+1 counter on it, draw a card. It's a 2/3. This is just going to be a solid limited card. Very solid. Like, obviously, you'd build your deck around putting +1/+1 counters on your creatures. So this would be a 3-mana 3/4. Hopefully, you can trade, and then it replaces itself. So this is going to be a solid common for sure. Okay, now we got Vanishing Verse. Love the name. And, okay, so we got Orzov colors, instant, exile target, mono-colored permanent. I think, off the top of my head, this will be a very good sideboard card. Right? Like, if you look at the top decks in Standard, right? You got, Sultai Control, obviously. Like, this thing misses on hitting Yorion. But it kills Valky, it kills Vorinclex. Kills Kioribes the Sea God. But then this deck's biggest threats are like ultimatums, like dumb things you can't interact with. But mono white, this hits everything in that. Night Adventures, all the adventure creatures are monocolored. So mono green mid range, Gruul Adventures, it hits most of their threats. Mono red, so it can hit like Embercleave, the Great Henge. I think it can hit Goldspan Dragon, Elder Gargroth. I think this is gonna be a very solid sideboard card. Standard has a lot of monocolored permanents, and this thing's going to be able to snipe them off at instant speed and exile them. So, this also hits escape creatures, not Kroxa, but Phoenix of Ash. I think this is pretty solid. And, obviously exile isn't, at a premium. Like, we don't need exile effects, but it definitely helps. And I think at 2 mana instant speed out of the sideboard, I think it'll do just fine. Okay, now we got Symmetry Sage. So, 1 blue, human wizard, flying, magecraft. Remember, you cast or copy an instant sorcery. Target creature you control has base power 2 until end turn. So, it's a 1 mana 2/2 flyer. Obviously, I don't like this as much as the 1-drop, because the 1-drop has a chance of getting bigger, because, magecraft you can trigger as, many times. This will sort of always be a 1 mana 2/2 flyer, which isn't bad. That's actually, hella aggressive. A nice curve if you go, it kind of sucks. You go, this on turn 1. Drake on turn 2. You're only just attacking for 1. That kind of sucks. But, on the next turn, you could, play a thing, make this a 2/2, and then, your Drake's a 2/2, and then you're getting there for 4. It's a wizard, so that's a relevant creature type. I wonder if historic decks that use Wizard's Retort and Wizard's Lightning will pick this up as a 1 mana wizard, but I think the card's fine. I think it's definitely fine. Okay, now we got Exponential Growth. XX double green sorcery until end of turn. Double target creature's power X times. Yeah, like in the Unleash Fury decks, like sure, those decks, it's just way less efficient than Unleash Fury, um, right? But like, right, what do you have to pay to double this like twice? Like 6 mana, because yeah, the X's have to be equal. So yeah, if you pay 6, you double your creature's power twice. Like that's kind of overkill. This would be like hilarious in Commander or something, but yeah, I think the fling decks are just gonna keep using Unleash Fury for sure. Okay, now we got Mascot Exhibition. 7 colorless mana, lesson, sorcery. You get to make a 2/1 white and black inkling with flying, a 3/2 red and white spirit, and a 4/4 blue and red elemental. I'm surprised you can't make a pest, because like these aren't all the mascots, right? Like the Golgari's gang, like yeah, is missing out. Right, and this should make a fractal. Like 7 mana, you should be making a mascot of each team, but this is like pretty good in limited. Like especially if you don't have to put this in your main deck and you can learn from it. This is a good thing to learn for in limited. Just a bomb, you just explode onto the board. Right, especially you get like a 4/4 to beat down. You get a 3/2 to trade with something, and a 2/1 to like get some beats in the air. I think that's definitely fine. Obviously, yeah, bomb and limited. Okay, now we got Detention Vortex. 1 white enchantment aura, enchant an online permanent. Enchanted permanent can't attack or block, and its activators can't be activated. Pay 3, destroy Detention Vortex. Only your opponent may activate this ability. Only as a sorcery. This is kind of annoying in like a mono white aura deck. There are things running like those running around, and then like, yeah, you can. If your opponent isn't willing to pay the 3 mana, you just 1 mana like removal spell them, and then if they do pay the 3, you can just bring it back with Luris. So I can see this being like a 2 of in that sort of deck. Just being like a really annoying 1 mana recurring pacifism that you can actually just like play over. Like even if your opponent pays the 3 mana, you can just bring it back with Luris. So they'll actually probably just be incentivized not to pay the 3 mana and just keep it, which is cool because then they won't be answering your other things. So yeah, I like it. I like it in that sort of deck if you can bring it back with Luris. Novice Dissector. I hardly know her. 3 black, Troll Warlock, pay 1, sacrifice another creature, put a counter on it, activate only as a sorcery. Fine and limited. It's a 3/3, 4 mana 3/3 that could potentially get bigger on your turn. I hate when it's a sorcery because you can't do it in response to removal, which is like when you'd want to do it. But yeah, I don't know. It'll be fine and limited. If you need a sacrifice thing in limited, you'll definitely want to pick that up. Okay, now we got Mascot Interception. 3 red sorcery. This spell costs 3 less to cast if it targets a creature token. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature. It gets +2/+0 and gains haste until end of turn. So it's like Acclaim the Firstborn, but for tokens. Yeah. I don't think that's gonna do anything. Like, yeah, I really don't think that's gonna do anything. That's like way too situational. And tokens aren't like a big part of standard right now. Like, yeah, not the biggest deal. Okay, we got Mentor's Guidance. 2 and a blue sorcery. Whenever you cast a spell, copy it. If you control a planeswalker, a cleric, a druid, shaman, warlock, or wizard, scry 1, then draw a card. Yeah, like this would be a crazy party card if you got to copy it for like each of these things you have. Like if you have like a wizard and a cleric. Because the other things aren't really too relevant for party. I don't think druids, shamans, or warlocks. But yeah, this would be an interesting party card if you got to copy it for each of these things you control. So if you're paying like 3 mana, and then you have a cleric, and maybe some of these other things overlap. But yeah, you control a planeswalker, a wizard, and a cleric, and then you get to like scry 1, then draw a card. You get to opt like 3 times for 3 mana. I think that would be fine, but yeah, no, who cares? Yeah, because you're still paying 3 mana for 2 sorcery speed ops. Like, yeah. Okay, Bookworm. 7 and a green for a worm. Trample. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life and draw a card. You can pay 2 and a green. Put it from your graveyard into your library, 3rd from the top. That's pretty flavorful. It's like lurking in the pages of your spellbook or your deck. It's like it's like nuzzled right into your book. And then it's a 7/7. So it's an 8 mana 7/7 with trample. Enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life and draw a card, and you can recur it. Limited all-star right here. This is going to be like one of the premier top ends for limited. Oh, I'll draft this card all day, every day. That's a bomb. That's a house. That is a thick daddy right there. Okay. Pilgrim of the Ages. 2 and a white creature spirit. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic plains, reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. You pay 6 generic and return it from your graveyard to your hand. White ramp for commander. That's like all I see this for. That's pretty good though. Like white's been getting good cards, and that is a good thing for white to be doing for a commander at least. Okay, now I got Tome Shredder. 2 red wolf. Love the wolves. Let's go. Wolf tribal all day every day. Haste. You can tap it, exile an instant sorcery card from your graveyard, and put a +1/+1 counter on it, and it's a 2. Dude, this is pretty good in limited. Like, a hasty 3-drop is fine. And then once it starts getting outclassed, you can just start tapping. You're like bolstering it, basically. You're like tapping it, exiling a thing if you're... Because you're a red deck. This would probably be best in like a Prismari color deck where you have like all these like cheap cantrips or whatever. And you're just like making this bigger over time, and So this thing will put in work early and put in work late. I like it. And you can do it at instant speed too, so you can even like, if it's a 3/3, you can like block it. You can block a 2/2 with it, and then tap it. So, and then right. You can even like trade up even. Okay. Anyway, so Soothsayer, Adept, Soothsayer. 1 in a blue, Merfolk Wizard. Pay 2, tap it, draw a card, then discard a card. This is A-okay for limited. A 1/3 for 2 is going to play defense pretty well, and then once you stabilize on the board, you can just start looting with it. So, pretty good. Essence Infusion. 1 black sorcery. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. It gains a lifelink in turn. This is also a pretty good limited card. Like, obviously, you'd want this to be an instant, but if your opponent, if you're ahead on board, or this will make you ahead on board, these lifelink swings are actually pretty huge and limited. Like if you're in an aggressive mirror or whatever, and you can just put this on your 3/3, make it a 5/5, and then get in for 5 with lifelink and gain 5 life. That's actually a big deal. So this is like a spicy card to put in your limited deck. Like definitely has like a 1 of. Obviously you would get like blown out by removal, so watch out for that. But Fuming Effigy. 3 red spirit. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. This is pretty fine. A 4-power creature for 4 mana is A-okay for limited, and if you're in the spirit deck, you'll be exiling crap from your graveyard and just dealing damage incidentally. Start clocking the opponent from outside of combat. This could be like a sneaky closer too. Like if the board stalls, but like they stabilize at like 2 health, you can try and ping them out from that range. Show of Confidence, 1 white instant. When you cast a spell, copy for each other instant sorcery spell you've cast this turn. You may choose new targets for the copy. So kind of like a Stormy card. You'd probably want to keep track of how many instants and sorcery spells you've already cast. But put a +1 counter on target creature. It gains vigilance until end of turn. Kind of a spicy limited card. Again, I don't know what this is doing in standard. Like, we did see that 1-drop that cares about Magecraft, but in traditional creature-based mono-white weenie, this isn't really doing anything because you're not Magecrafting too often. You're not slinging spells. So, definitely interesting. Pretty big blowout in limited if you have the right board state. Okay, double major.
green, blue, instant. Copy target creature you control, except it isn't legendary if the spell is legendary. Yeah, copying creatures can kind of be a blow. Like, if your opponent can't answer one Goldspan Dragon, they're not answering two Goldspan Dragons. So, yeah, this is pretty gas. And then especially if, like, you're in some dream scenario where you're, like, copying a bookworm, like some bomb and limited, that's actually pretty insane. So, yeah, I would keep my eye on. I don't think this is going to be doing anything too crazy and constructed, but definitely a sneaky card for limited. Like, imagine going to, like, you know, they have a bookworm on offense, they attack, and you're like, okay, whatever. And then, yeah, you're trying to race them, and then they just, like, instant speed, make another bookworm, like, block, eat your best attacker. So, yeah, I would keep this on my radar for limited. And then, I don't know, like, in standard, maybe the green-blue, Magecraft decks, like, making a copy of your Dragon Guard would be pretty cool, but yeah, definitely an interesting card. Okay, now I got Charge Through. Green, instant, target creature you control gains trample until end of turn. Draw a card. Perfect. Speaking of the green-blue spells Dragon Guard deck, this is going right in there. Right, you play this, you trigger your Magecraft on your Dragon Guard, put a counter on it, it gains trample, draw a card, you can chain more spells. This is going right in that deck. Right in that deck. Yeah, this is a huge gain for that deck. Yeah, definitely a much needed card for that archetype. Umbral Juke, 2 black instant. Choose one. Target player sacrifice a creature or planeswalker. Or you can create a 2/1 white and black inkling creature token with flying. We have better edict effects in standard right now, but it's totally fine and limited. Like, they sacrifice a thing, and then if not, you can just make it 2/1 at instant speed. Yeah, that's all right. Obviously, it works very well with other removal, like edict effects do. Okay, Fracture, white black instant, destroy target artifact, enchantment, or planeswalker. Okay, this is an instant. This is another pretty saucy sideboard option for standard. Like, yeah, destroying an artifact or enchantment is still huge, and yeah, being able to snipe off a planeswalker. So I can see this seeing light sideboard play in standard for sure. Okay, we got Leyline Invocation, 5 green sorcery. Create a 0/0 blue and green fractal creature token. Put X plus 1 counters on it, where X is the number of lands you control. Yeah, this is obviously just a nice, pretty nice card for the fractal limited decks. You know, you'll just make like a 6/6. Has plus its own counter synergies. Fractal kind of has like its own tribal stuff going on, so that's a nice top end. Okay, basic Conjuration, because you basic. 1 green sorcery lesson. Look at the top 6 cards of your library and reveal a creature card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. You gain 3 life. So this is pretty decent. Right? We can see, yeah, in the comments down below, like, it's a free card. Useful later in the game when you run out of gas. So, yeah, right? You can probably just... Because, like, Lead the Stampede kind of does a similar thing, but it gets you more cards. But, yeah, you can easily, like, this is a card I would probably lesson for. I'd probably put one of these in my sideboard, like just one, and then, you know, when you run out of gas, you can like go get it, play this, gain 3 to stabilize, and then yeah, commit more to the board. So yeah, I definitely like it. Right, I can even see like playing one of these in the main deck and one of them in the sideboard, and yeah, it's definitely gas, and yeah, it's definitely a free card. Like yeah, people are pointing out. I like it. This is a lesson I like. I still haven't seen any learn cards that I'm like super hyped for, but we'll see. We got another lesson. Necrotic Fumes. 1 black sorcery lesson. As an additional cost to cast this spell, exile a creature you control. Exile target creature or planeswalker. So yeah, if you have a token, this is definitely decent value for limited. Like exiling a pest token and then being able to snag a creature or planeswalker. And this is another thing, like, I would honestly probably put this in my main deck. But then, like, you know, if lessons were good enough, like, if there's enough learned cards where I was guaranteed getting this, then I would definitely just sideboard it. That would be a huge upside if like you can put more main deck cards in your deck, and then you just have so much access to all these lessons that your deck is actually like bigger than it is without actually having to contain more cards. I think that'd be like really sweet because your sideboard unlimited is like throwaway. Who cares? Like who cares if you ram it through with like lessons? Okay, dramatic finale. So this is the Orzov card. So yeah, 4 Orzov hybrid mana. Enchantment. Creature tokens you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Or, sorry, +1/+1 period. Whenever one or more non-token creatures you control die, you create a 2/1 white and black Inkling creature token with flying. This ability only triggers once each turn. Okay, that's kind of disappointing. This is definitely like a nice token-y payoff for like a black-white token deck. We don't have like Lingering Souls and like Historic. That would be a sweet card to put in an Anthology Wizards. Because yeah, it'd be really nice to have like really like a nice token deck, right? Where you know you have like the Thoughtseize and Inquisition package now, and then yeah, you're just generating these tokens, and then this is like your payoff. I think it's really lame that. Honestly, though, like, you wouldn't be playing non-token creatures in this deck anyway, so making a 2/1 doesn't really matter too much. Like, I guess, like, you really just want to be playing this as a 4-mana Anthem, and then maybe if you have, like, Venerated Loxodon in your deck, because you're just playing that anyway, so then you get, like, a nice value. If they kill your Venerated Loxodon, you just get it. Right, and then maybe you can play, like, a mix of like token cards. Like you play your Raise the Alarms, but you also play your Ornithopters. So then if they Wrath you, right, you can like, yeah, maybe, yeah, right, you have like your Ornithopter and your Loxodon, you get to make a 2/1 Inkling because of that. So yeah, this is definitely like a brew around card. We would have to see how the rest of this black-white token deck fleshes out. Kind of disappointed because I was really looking forward to playing this with Great Merchant of Asphodel, but you're not going to play this in your deck because you're not making tokens. So, rip. Okay, so we got Closing Statement. 3 white-black instant. The spell costs 2 less to cast during your end step. So this costs 3 mana on your end step. Destroy target creature or planeswalker you don't control. Put +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature. Right? In conclusion, get fucked. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty big blowout in limited. Like, being able to kill their best thing and then making one of your things bigger is pretty huge. Obviously not a standard card. This is pretty good in limited. Even if at 5 mana, this is very good in limited. So, yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. For limited, for sure. The premium removal spell. Okay, Inkling Summoning. 1 Orzov Hybrid, Sorcery Lesson, create a Inkling with flying. Sure. If you can learn for this is fine. If not, you'd probably still just put in your main deck, honestly. It's not even that exciting in your main deck, but... Okay, Access Tunnel. Yeah, tap it, add a generic. 3, tap it, target creature with power 3 or less, can't be blocked this turn. Yeah, wall decks might like this for sure. Yeah, I think this is very good in wall decks. I'm trying to think of like other creatures in standard that have like, yeah, wall effects. Like, other than that, like I don't really know. Red, I guess you could like guaranteed get in with like a small creature, and then Embercleave onto it. That's pretty huge. Like for sure. Like, yeah, your Fervent Champion is, like, for sure guaranteed unblocked, and then you just, like, slam Embercleave on it for, like, some unblocked kill. But, like, people are already playing Faceless Haven in their mono-red deck, so I don't think there's really room in the mana base for this. Like, maybe 1 max, but definitely a wall card, for sure. Okay, Dream Strix. 2 blue, creature, bird, illusion, flying. When Dream Strix becomes the target of a spell, sacrifice it. Typical illusion mechanic. And then when it dies, you learn. Like, yeah, it depends what we're learning for. Depends what lessons. I'm not really convinced that we have, like, stellar lessons. Like, In limited, this is actually very good in limited because like you're playing a 3/2 that will kill them. They have to answer it, and then if they do, you just get a free card. And it's like actually better than it just saying draw a card. You actually get to go get a relevant card. So I think this is definitely very good in limited for sure. I would pick this all day, every day. Okay, we got Talent Exam. 1 blue instant, counter target instant or sorcery spell. Each search that player's graveyard, hand, or library for any cards with the same name as the countered card and exile them. That player draws a card for each card removed from their hand. So like, okay, like I really like these situational 2-mana counter spells. Like, I think Disdainful Stroke is the best one in Standard right now, but Negate is also very relevant. Would I play this over Negate? Probably not, just because there's so many things you need to counter. Like, this doesn't counter Embercleave, this doesn't counter the Great Henge, it doesn't counter Doom Foretold, it doesn't counter any sagas. So are there any, like, really important instants and sorceries? Yes, like Ultimatum. Like, this is pretty huge. I'd probably play this specifically for Ultimatum decks, because it's pretty huge where, like, yeah, they go to cast it, and then, yeah, not only do you get rid of that Ultimatum, hopefully it's the only one in their hand. If not, you get their follow-up one for next turn, and then you get to get rid of all the Ultimatums. You don't have to worry about the Ultimatums. Right? And then that makes their, like, extra turn spells less impressive, too, because they're not really doing anything on those extra turns. So I definitely think the biggest thing this is doing in Standard is countering Ultimatums and all future Ultimatums. So I would very much consider running this. Definitely maybe put it in the sideboard. Like, against the Ultimatum decks, maybe I am swapping Negate out for these, right? Because, like, Disdainful Stroke still counters, like, Vorinclex and all their big, dumb mana things. And then, yeah, Negate is still countering what it's supposed to. Like, this is still, yeah, countering the things Negate's supposed to counter. Minus, like, Sagas, I guess, but whatever. Allow them. Have it. But then, yeah, right, this gets rid of all Ultimatums in one shot. So I would definitely consider playing this in the sideboard in my beloved mono blue mill deck. Okay, Unstable Transformation. 1 blue, sorcery lesson. Until the end of turn, target non-land permanent loses all abilities and becomes a choice of a frog creature with base power 1/1 or an octopus creature with base power 4/4. So you either want, yeah, make your opponent's creature a 1/1 or one of your dumb, dirtily creatures a 4/4. This is a pretty good lesson, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is like a sideboard removal spell that you can go get in, like, blue. Like, yeah, I don't know. In my mono blue mill deck, I would love to make, like, their Lovestruck Beast or something, like, just a 1/1. I can ignore that forever, basically, right? And I could definitely just watch it bounce off of my Ruin Crabs. So, yeah, right? If we have good learn cards, I could see myself playing this. Yeah, honestly, I could see myself playing this. Definitely a nice limited card for sure. Turning one of your, like, early drops into a 4/4 and then going beats is nice. And then, yeah, turning their bomb into a 1/1 frog. Speaking of frogs, we got Frog Mystic. 1 blue, Frog Wizard, Flash. When it enters the battlefield, target creature... Oh, had a ribbit there, holy. Target creature opponent controls gets -1/-0 until end of turn. Yeah, this is pretty good and limited, honestly, right? You can, like, ambush something in combat, make it so that one of your things trades with one of their other things, and then you get a 2/1 flyer for beatdowns. Yeah, I think that's fine for limited. Definitely a curve filler for sure. Okay, now we got Esoteric Subtraction. What a name. 1 blue instant, target creature gets -4/-0 until end of turn learn. This is a good card for limited, for sure. I would definitely want this as a saucy combat trick, and then, right, you can do some oppressive things with this, like ambush them in combat. So yeah, now your thing is eating their thing, and then, like, yeah, you offer a trade, but now you're actually just straight up getting rid of them, and then you can go and learn for your transformation, and then turn their next best thing into a 1/1. Yeah, that's pretty gross. So yeah, this is definitely a fine limited card.
This would go up in value. Like, if this didn't have learn, this would be an okay curve filler, but this goes up in value if you have good lessons. I like that. Right? Okay, I think we're starting to come together with, definitely for the limited aspect of learn. Okay, what do we got here? Silver Quill Silencer. White, black, human cleric. For standard. Okay, cleric, so far so good. As it enters the battlefield, choose a non-land card name. Whenever an opponent casts a spell with the chosen name, that opponent loses 3 life and you draw a card. Busted. No, okay, not busted, but this is very good, right? So you get like a Orzov Meddling Mage, and yeah, you just tax them. Like, you at the very least get to cantrip, and then losing the 3 life is also very relevant if you're draining them out with clerics. This is a huge, huge boost in cleric power level. Yeah, I can definitely see this seeing play. And even in internal formats, like in Historic, this is also pretty good because now we have Inquisition and Thoughtseize. So the likelihood of you doing one of those things on turn 1 is very high. So you can, yeah, Inquisition one thing or Thoughtseize one thing, and then you know what you're naming on the next turn because you saw their hand. So that's actually very good. This is going to be one of the best cards in the set. Look at white. Obviously not a mono white card, but look at white. Bringing the pain in this set. Let's go. Gavin Verheer said so. So, yeah, Wizards is keeping the word and giving white some very good cards. Malevolent Band. 2 white-black, human warlock, death touch. When enters the battlefield with 2+1 counters, so it's a 4-mana 2/2. And when it dies, put a +1 counter on target creature you control. Yeah, this is fine, honestly. This is going to, like, trade with something because it has death touch and make another thing bigger. Pretty solid limited card for sure. Owlin Shield Mage. 3 white black. Bird Warlock flying. Ward pay 3 life, and it's a 3/3. Okay, so a 3/3 flyer that has to be answered because this is limited. Like, unless they have a big reach creature or another big flyer to wall it, this thing is going to be putting pressure on you in the air. This color combination does put +1 counter, so this actually might be bigger than a 3/3. And yeah, even if they answer it, they're losing 3 life. So imagine where they're not be able to answer it the first time, they take 3, and then they have to answer it, and now they've taken guaranteed 6. This is awesome. This is an incentive to move into this color. That is a very, very strong common. Yeah, I like it. Right? I don't think anybody in the history of the world plays Pauper Commander. We mess around with it here at Fellowship Games, and yeah, this is definitely going in Suan's Underworld Coinsmith deck. Okay, Devastating Mastery. 2 white, 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 white. You may pay 2 white, so Wrath of God mana, rather than pay the spell's actual mana cost. If you do Wrath of God, an opponent chooses up to 2 non-land permanents they control and returns them to their hand. Destroy all non-land permanents. Why? Each opponent gets to save 2 things. Kind of defeats the purpose. Like, obviously, this is a commander card. Like, there's just infinitely better things to do in Constructed. And yeah, there's no way you're like playing against like a Gruul opponent and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna Wrath of God, and then they go like, okay, well, I'll just save my Lovestruck Beast and Goldspan Dragon. And yeah, you can kill my other crap. Yeah, I don't think you'd play this in Commander. You just have so many better things to be doing. Yeah, I think that's kind of a dud. I think giving them 2 things is way too much of a cost. I think Wrath of God and they get to save their best thing is bad enough. Getting to save their 2 best things is dumb. Yeah, I have no hopes for that card. Secret Rendezvous? Am I... Yeah, just didn't know that that's how that word is spelled. I think so. 1 white. Sorcery, you and target opponent each draw 3 cards. So a nice group hug card. Yeah, you and opponent each draw 3 cards. Like, drawing 3 cards in white is freaking huge. So yeah, this is a very good group hug card in Commander. You're not playing this unlimited. Piss right off. No way. Okay, so now that was today's spoilers. Now we're covering the few we missed from yesterday. Decisive Rejection. Oh yeah. Green, white, instant, choose one. Target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. Pretty nice. 2 mana, instant speed, fight, not too bad. Or counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 3. Again, so I think this is another big boost for the green-blue Guardian Spells deck. I think you could play like 2 or 3 of these in your main deck, honestly. Fighting something with your Spell Guard is pretty nice because, like, basically, yeah, you Magecraft, put a counter on it, and then you get to fight something. So, yeah, your thing gets to grow as you're fighting. And then even just being able to counter something for 3 mana is pretty nice. Right, if they're trying to Wrath you, you can just, boom, snag this right out of there. Yeah, I think this is a very nice card. Has a lot of utility. Paying 3 is a lot. So, yeah, I think it's very nice. Okay, Crackle with power. XXX. Rest in peace. Red. Sorcery. Crackle with power deals 5 times X damage to of up to X targets. Okay, so if you can mana reduce this is actually pretty crazy in Commander. Like, so you have to pay like 5. Okay, so X has to be equal again. So if you pay 8 mana total, so each X is worth 2. It deals 5 times X. So yeah, 10 damage to up to X targets. So yeah, X is 2, essentially. So you get to deal 10 damage to 2 targets. But if you can dump a shit ton of mana into this will kill the table in Commander. Like, I think it's, like, I think it was, like, designed like this on purpose. Because I think if you dump enough mana into this, you can kill a lot of people. So I think, yeah, I think 2 X's was not enough. You really need the triple X. So, yeah, this is a good Commander card. I think it'll be a nice win condition in some decks. Okay, now we got Quadrix Cultivator. 1 green, Simic Hybrid, blue. Creature, Turtle, Druid. Awesome card type. Turtle Tribal. Let's go. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic, forest, or island card. Put it onto the battlefield and shuffle your library. A decent ramp card. I think we still have better options, but a 4-mana 3/4 that ramps you is, like, okay enough. You can flicker this, so yeah, you get more ramp. This is definitely fine and limited. Like, this is gonna ramp you to your bookworm and put a 3/4 into play. So yeah, definitely a very solid limited card. I'm really liking this archetype, just because I want to draft a bookworm all day, every day. And then yeah, very solid, very very solid card for limited. I think in standard we just have cultivate. We have better things to be doing, but yeah, definitely very good in limited. Okay, now we got Bio Mathematician. 1 green, blue, human wizard. When it enters the battlefield, yeah, you create a 0 green and blue fractal creature token. Put a +1 counter on each fractal you control. So yeah, there we go. There's that fractal synergy. Yeah, this is pretty good. Like, a fractal deck could piece together. And then yeah, imagine a world where you're like making these fractals, growing that. Your opponent's like, you're really making the solid board, and then yeah, you're ramping, and then like, so your opponent's like struggling to keep up. They're trying to break through, and then just boom, bookworm them, get fucked. I like this archetype. I'm pretty excited. It's definitely looking like my favorite archetype so far. Okay, Expel. 2 and a white. Instant, exile target tapped creature. That's solid. Solid white removal. Common. You wouldn't mind picking up, yeah, one of these in your white deck. Okay, there's a mythic there. Okay. Serpentine Curve. I like my curved serpents. Yeah, okay. 3 blue, sorcery. Create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token. Put X plus counters on it, where X is the number, where X is 1 plus the total number of instant sorcery cards you own in exile and in your graveyard. So, yeah, this is gonna be like a big body if you build around it. Still not the best, but you can do some things. Square up. 1 Simic Hybrid. Instant. Target creature has base power, toughness 4/4 until end of turn. Okay, I actually think this is like this might be sneaky good in the Dragon Guard deck. So like, if you're familiar with like the um, what is it? Is it Startling Development in the cycling deck? Yeah, right. So like, if you're familiar with how this works, right? You like have a Flourishing Fox with like, 3 counters on it, right? So it's a 4/4. You attack with it, and then before damage, you Startling Development, and now it's a base 4/4, and it has 3 counters, so it's actually like a 7/7. I think the Dragon Guard is like the same thing. So like, let's say it has like, because yeah, what actually is it like? It's a right, we have to go, because I don't think they'd be on Scryfall already. Oh, it should be up here. Okay, right, so it's a 2/2, right? And then, so let's say it already has like 3 counters on it. So it's a 5/5. You like attack with it, and then before damage, you play your square up in Magecrafts. So now it has a 4th counter on it, but now it's a 4/4, so it's actually hitting for 8. I think this is another sneaky card. I would probably put like 1 or 2 of these in my deck just so you could surprise the crap out of people in combat and make a massive Dragon's Guard elite out of nowhere. Yeah, I think this is sneaky good actually. Sneaky good. Right? And it's an instant. So yeah, it'll do work. Yeah, let's go. Okay, we got Team Pennant. 1 for an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has vigilance and trample. Equipped creature token for 1 mana, so you can put this on a token for 1 mana, or you can equip 3. I think the equip 3 is like reasonable enough. Honestly, just give me something vigilance and trample. If you can like sneak this on for free, is pretty nice. But yeah, what decks are making big creature tokens? Like, I'm thinking like constructs and like from like Karn and like Modern and stuff, but like, do we have anything that like, yeah, makes big tokens? Like, I think this is fine and limited, right? You got like the elementals, you got all the Mascot tokens lying around. So yeah, maybe if you're like a tokeny deck, you can like slap this on and make your 4/4 elemental a 5/5 with vigilance and trample. That's a game-winning threat. So perhaps you can do something there. Okay, we got Letter of Acceptance. 3 colorless artifact. Tap 1, make 1 mana of any color. Pay 2, tap, sacrifice Letter of Acceptance, draw card. Filler, I guess. This ramps into Bookworm if you really need a ramp. If you drafted like, fuck all's ramp and you need a little bit of extra ramp, yeah, that'll get you there. Okay, what the hell is this? Body of Research. Green, 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 blue, blue, blue. Sorcery, create a 0/0 blue and green fractal creature token. Put X+1 counters on it, where X is the number of cards in your library. This is a limited bomb. This is like gonna be like a 20/20 when you cast this thing. Yeah, this is gonna be hugely constructed. If you can give this thing trample with, it's a token, so you can actually slap on your Team Pennant, and so yeah, you can get like a 20/20 with vigilance and trample. This is like a 2-card combo unlimited. Like, if they can't answer this wins the game. Like, okay. Yeah, okay, you just get a big dumb creature for 6 mana. Yeah, that's pretty huge. And imagine if you can clone it with the card we looked at earlier, the 2 mana double major. So you can make 2 things this big. This would be like a fun, like, casual, like, archetype to build around. And then, yeah, that's it. We reviewed everything from yesterday. So, yeah, overall, we had a lot of spicy cards. Like, yeah, this Unlimited seems busted. This in the Dragon Guard Elite deck seems pretty nice. Same with this. We got a lot of cards for that set. This card seems very good. Might see play across multiple formats. This Snagging Ultimatum seems very nice. Yeah, some decent lessons. I'm starting to come around on them. Some good Orzov sideboard hate. A potential token deck payoff. Yeah, Bookworm is a freaking house in limited. Thick Daddy Bookworm. Really disappointed that this couldn't be a party payoff. that I couldn't copy for each thing you control. But yeah, that's disappointing. Yeah, an interesting one drop. Yeah, 2/2 flyer for 1 mana. But yeah, that's gonna do it. Everybody on YouTube, thanks so much for watching. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, join the fellowship, all that good stuff. And yeah, check out our website, fellowshipgames.ca. Articles for Magic, Pokemon Go, all of our YouTube stuff. Get to know us. Links to Discord, all that good stuff. All that stuff will be in the description. And yeah, thanks for hanging out, and see everybody later.